Hey, good afternoon, Saints fans and who that's. This is Kyle T. Mosley here with Mr. Bob Rose of the Bayou Blitz and Saints News Network to give you the halftime report. Bob, the Saints are making this a little bit more interesting than many had anticipated. The score is 17-10 at halftime. The 49ers could easily have more points on the board if it were not for a few miscues on their end and on our end as well. So, Bob, give us a brief overview of the half so far.
Well, first of all, for any of you older fans of either the New Orleans Saints or San Francisco 49ers, this game is actually eerily reminiscent to a number of duels between these two teams through the late 80s and early 90s. Extremely physical on both sides of the ball. Like you said, Kyle, a little bit of sloppy offensive play on both sides and some special teams big plays, both big plays and big blunders by both sides. It looked like the New Orleans offense came out a little bit flat, and San Francisco dominated the time of possession. But Dennis Allen and Demario Davis rallied their crew on the defensive side of the ball, and New Orleans, knock on wood, has outplayed San Francisco since. And offensively, you can sense the Saints starting to establish control of the line of scrimmage, which they struggled with a little bit through their first two series. And that's going to be obviously key as we go into the second half where New Orleans gets the ball first.
Yeah, you've got to be amazed at one thing, though, Bob. 6 straight games, or was it 6? No, they didn't. Yeah, they did do it against the Buccaneers as well, right? Right before the half, the Saints go in and score a touchdown before the half. Highly impressive. Highly impressive.
Very much so. And yeah, that's usually the testament of extreme aggressiveness by a coaching staff and one that has confidence and cohesiveness with between head coach and quarterback. And Sean Payton and Drew Brees certainly have both of those. And getting a score before halftime, particularly getting the ball into the end zone, is such a gives you a momentum high. If you are the one that gets it going into the locker room, and like you said, Kyle, 6-7 straight games now. New Orleans has done that. That's something that Sean Payton and Drew Brees have always prided themselves on, and the Saints certainly have very sharp execution towards the end of the half this year.
Okay, a couple things that we should point out of, and kind of those are some of the concerns that you talked about a little bit. The time of possession, Saints only had it for 8 minutes. The San Francisco 49ers controlled the football for 22 minutes. They also executed 5 of 10 third downs, and the Saints 2 of 5. So right there, you can see the lopsided affair for the San Francisco 49ers. But, Bob, they haven't really capitalized when they should have.
Knock on wood, no, they haven't yet. And the New Orleans third down defense is something to really watch for in the second half because the 49ers third down numbers are good. But the Saints have started to right the ship a little bit because San Francisco was 4 of 5 on their first 5 third downs. With the bulk of them coming on that first drive. New Orleans has gotten themselves right a little bit, but definitely watch for third downs on both sides of the ball because the Saints offensively need to have better third down execution too. That's going to be one of the keys to the second half.
Yeah, but you have to applaud, like you say, Demario Davis has been leading the Saints defensively, but Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, CD Deuce himself, has been all over the place, affecting the football. He's been around the football. And we have to also say Malcolm Jenkins has affected the football as well.
Yeah, he has. And I think Janoris Jenkins has had a few key breakup plays. And I think David Onyemata is playing an outstanding football game in the middle, too. But yeah, again, for you football history buffs, especially of this particular series, Gardner Johnson has channeled his inner Ronnie Lott because that's exactly who he looks like. You watch Dennis Allen; he has focused his defensive game plan around moving both Gardner Johnson and watch Marcus Davenport too. He's moved him around the line too, and it has been effective so far. Let's hope it continues to be so in the second half, because both sides are going to come out of the locker room looking to make adjustments.
Okay, let's look at some stats here. Alvin Kamara, 3 attempts for a -4 yards. Taysom Hill has I guess 3 attempts for 14 yards. He did fumble once. Latavius Murray, 1 for 5 yards. And passing, Drew Brees, 8 of 13 for 76 yards, 103.4 passer rating with the lone touchdown to Alvin Kamara. Mullins on the opposite side, 13 of 18, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, 111.8 average. McKinnon has 15 attempts, 28 yards, and Hasty 3 attempts for 13 yards. Now, let's go in and talk a little bit about McKinnon. The run defense, stellar as always, right?
Yeah, it really has been so far. They've gotten the runs that McKinnon has been effective on have been on second or third and longs when the Saints linebackers are playing a little bit back. But otherwise on first down runs, and especially on second and short and third and short, again, the Saints are dominating the offensive and defensive line of scrimmage. We're going to need that to continue in the second half.
Okay, Saints will come out on the second half with the football. Bob, how do you see this unfolding?
I look for Sean Payton and Drew Brees to come out of the locker room with the same aggressive mindset that they ended the first half with. You would love to see this team get some points on the board, but also don't be surprised if New Orleans tries to reestablish their own time of possession dominance, like we've seen them do in most every football game this year. We haven't seen a lot of Latavius Murray yet, other than the first carry of the ball game, I think. So look for him to be a little bit heavily more involved in the second half, especially as effective as Alvin Kamara is as a wide receiver or receiving out of the backfield. That should loosen up things for a guy named Michael Thomas too, who's been a little bit quiet. Look for a play or two from Mike, can't guard Mike in the second half. The defense for New Orleans, again, you need to continue to be aggressive in the front seven. Attack that 49ers backfield. They've only gotten 1 sack on Nick Mullins so far, but they pressured him on several occasions, caused him to throw off balance. They're going to need to continue to do that because the secondary is playing well, but Mullins also hasn't had a lot of time to throw, so that's going to be key for the second half.
Very good keys there. Okay, Bob, I had the prediction 34-20 earlier with John Hendricks. Do you see that as a possibility, moving the needle in that direction, or what?
Yeah, I do. Because I was moving, this whole weekend, I didn't have the prediction pieces I normally would. So Who Dat Nation, I apologize for that. But my prediction for the game coming in was going to be 38-17, so not far off of where you guys are. If the Saints come out blazing in the second half like we saw them, throughout the second quarter, I think your final score is going to be very close to accurate.
Okay, I'm Kyle Mosley. That's Mr. Bob Rose. And Bob, tell everybody how they can find you on the World Wide Web.
Folks, the easiest way to follow my work is, of course, through the Saints News Network and the SI.com team channel. Personally, I could be followed on Facebook at or look for Bob Rose, and over on Twitter at BobbyR2613.
All right. Go to si.com/NFL/Saints for the latest in New Orleans Saints news. I'm Kyle Mosley. Bob Rose, thank you very much. You guys, Who Dat Nation, let's have a great end of this game. Take care. Bye.
Okay.